Crying a little bit right now?
A little bit. It's Tucci in the house, the #1 film guys in the business.
How we doing, everybody? Just excuse the voice. My sinuses are through the roof today, but today is a pretty big change in the Tucci Racing program, and that is, check if I'm still recording.
Wow, we got a lot of good shit here, buddy.
So, my uncle's Chevelle is now leaving the garage after 25 years. To put his son's car in there, the Mustang. So we're doing that today, kind of getting ready for the winter, because in the winter we're doing a lot of work on our car.
Yes.
And with
Brand new set, snap on drill.
nice. We'll be doing a lot of work on Nick's car and our car. So with that being said, we gotta get some stuff moved out of the way. Basically, we're taking the Chevelle and we're putting it in their garage, and we're taking my dad's Monte out and putting it in the trailer, and we gotta make a bunch of swaps. So it might be a little bit of a long day, but at the end it should be good, and we should be ready to roll for winter time. Would you look at that? So the first step was to get this out, because this needs to be tidied up a little bit, which it needs to be empty enough that we can get the jig with the Chevelle in here so it can sit for a bit. So our job was to get this out. Now we probably have to get this out to the street once my uncle gets his car moved or not. We'll push this probably closer to the street, and then the tow truck will be coming with the Chevelle. We'll slide it right in. Excuse the mess. We knew that it would be kind of tough to move this car out, not realizing how much shit was actually in it or underneath it. So unfortunately, being that we're moving it and Nick's car is going to be there, despite it probably being half the size of the jig in the car, there's still a ton of shit that was under it and a ton of shit that was in it. So that's what's on the floor right now, which you guys will probably see. But when I was gone on my honeymoon, he welded some wheels to the jig and all that. So he got some wheels on each one, cut them down because it actually didn't meet the height that we needed. So excuse the disgusting mess, because like I said, everything that was in the car and under the car is now just spread out everywhere. But we got our buddy Gary with the tow truck coming. He's gonna bring it to my uncle's house where the Monte was and make that swap. And we gotta pull the Mustang in and all that. But right now we're just worried about getting this car out and getting it on the tow truck to make sure that they have ample time to do what they need to do. And then the rest of it, obviously, just gonna do on our own. So I'm gonna start plugging away at this now. And this car will be back. It should be, hopefully when this thing is done, which is, God willing, before next season, this car, I'm assuming, will be next on the list. All right, so excuse the mess again and the lawnmowers, because doing spring cleaning, so all this shit is garbage. But it's the first time this car's been in the sun, probably about 25 years. The wheels are holding up pretty well. Dad did a good job on that. Wait for the tow truck to show up, get this on the tow truck, shoot it over to my uncle's, and then make that swap. And once that swap is done, then we're good to go. Yeah, pulling it. You crying a little bit right now?
A little bit.
Nick's car is in place enough. Obviously, this stuff needs to be cleaned, and all of this needs to be cleaned and put neatly back, but it's in the spot. So we just gotta shoot this over for another day, but we're just trying to get the cars moved today. One of the last 60-degree days probably for the next God knows how long. So it's a disaster, but Nick's car's in. Day 2 in the garage. Still kind of looks like this, but we only have a little bit of time, so we figured we got some new parts in today, which is, I guess they're really not new parts. We've had it for a while, the rear end housing from AA Performance. But it is freshly powder coated. I'm trying to find a razor right now. And I would say this is probably not a common color for a rear end housing, but we did it anyway. It was really me. I had to have it this color. But it was gold rear end housing.
I love gold.
This is absolutely killer. Same gold that's on the back right here. A gold rear end housing under this black chassis with the carbon fiber. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but it's pretty killer. Oh my god.
I wish I would have taped that off.
Alright, so that's what we're looking like.
Damn!
Thanks to Attilio, obviously from AA Performance for the killer rear end housing, and now it's in gold. What?
Well, those are the bolts we gotta use. Every fucking hole. Every hole.
How mad are you on a scale from 1 to 10 right now?
I'm not mad, I'm a little upset.
About the whole situation or about the bearing situation?
The holes I knew, bearings suck.
You want to explain? So,
Basically, the axles came from Strange with the bearings pressed on and the wedding rings pressed on. And the problem is the brake brackets, which are also from Strange, have to be on the other side of the bearings, I believe. So the bearings now have to be pressed off the axles. The brake brackets have to be put on the axles, and then the bearings pressed back on.
so he was not happy about that.
Sucks ass.
Yeah, but we did get a new piece today, which I'm not going to pick up and bring over there because it's heavy and I only got one hand right now because I'm holding the camera. But I just want to preface that I would like to obviously be, I know what it is, I know what the piece is and its basic function, but at this stage in the game, I'd say I'm about 3 years in, maybe 4 years to race car building. So I pretty much let him pick everything parts wise and try to pick the best, so the best that we can afford. And I just worry about learning what it does and how to put it in and install, and eventually once I get used to it, then I'll be able to pick what's best, obviously, as the time goes on. So I can't really explain 100% how great this piece is, despite on how much I paid for it. I would assume it'd be pretty great. We got a new center section from Strange to go in the gold housing from AA, and I guess we'll let him, being that everything I just said was pretty much basically saying that I don't really know what it is besides it's a center section, why it's so special.
It's
So
top of the line. It's a Strange Ultra case, through bolt center section, lightweight spool, pro gears, billet yoke. It's a monster.
yeah, I mean,
It's
all
the goods.
Yeah, all those things to me sound great. So yeah, so we're gonna work on getting this in. You got a gasket today. We're gonna work on putting this in, and then we were gonna put the axles in, but obviously with that whole bearing situation, we can't today, at least. But we'll put the center section in.
If we can get the center section in, get the rear end under the car, we'll just assemble it all under the car
Yeah, or that too.
because it's getting heavy.
All right, so one of the few downsides of powder coat, which I guess if it was painted it would kind of be the same thing, maybe not as thick, is we have to drill out all the holes, which is making the holes themselves, obviously, you're worried about chipping something and making it look totally shitty. So it's a little sickening, but we have to do it because, yeah, so, you know, when we have to move a bar, hopefully one day, we don't have to drill out and file out each hole. We're just going to do it with a 1/2-inch drill bit. Nice. Wow. That is a nice piece.
Lightweight steel spool, pro gears, billet everything. Seal bolts.
Nice. What's the problem there?
It's not perfectly straight.
Alright, so we know the bearings obviously aren't all the way in, but that all lines up good. Need a new stud. Other than that, and we need some washers and hardware. It doesn't come with any of that either. Got to pick up that stuff, but that's kind of a loose put together. And then we obviously have to put the gasket and all that, but I mean, it looks killer. It should be a killer piece. Okay, so I guess we'll do a quick recap of tonight. We got nothing done besides breaking 2 studs.
We broke shit.
We need to take the bearings off of the axles, so we can't do anything with that. And yeah, that's it. You got anything to say about tonight, or?
I'm gonna go in the house, have a sip of Diet Coke, go to sleep, and make believe tonight never happened.
Yeah.
Young shot caller, hit place, bad bitch taker, AK slanging as gangster, white flags around hanging, 2-gun gang, twin glocks, I'm flaming. Should've been a teacher, how I get you white chalk.